Hi, I am on Imagination with the Healing Garden. And this is a very different message than I normally post on my YouTube channel. You are looking at this video right now because somebody who loves you saw this video and they've been trying to get a hold of you. They've been trying to give you a message. The problem is the message they have to say to you, they don't know how to say it. And it's not an easy message to talk about. And I've been where you are. I've been in their shoes, and now I'm here. So I know what they're trying to say to you. And because I've been in your shoes, I know what you need to hear. So I've had a lot of people come to me who they found me and they're like, oh my God, I love your material. And they can feel their healing accelerate beyond anything they've ever experienced, beyond anything they ever believed was possible. And all they can think of in almost every case is, oh my God, how do I get this to my loved one? And they don't know what to do. They ask me, how do I get so-and-so involved? And in psychology, we're told a whole bunch of bullshit. And in the psychology field, they're told, well, they got to help themselves. I don't believe this. I don't, because I've been in your shoes. And I remember when I was at my lowest of low, my worst of worst. If somebody had just said to me, Anna, you need help. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get you help because I know you're suffering inside. And my biggest thing was I didn't believe anyone could help me. I didn't. So I didn't even bother trying for a very long time. And it took my partner, my then husband, relaying my information to his psychiatrist. And she, through him, saw something in me. So she started strategically passing him messages, a very big no-no in the psychology field. But let me tell you what happened. Because she chose to break this rule, she passed messages from him to me that got to me. She had my attention because she proved to me that I could be saved. She proved to me that somebody out there was able to make the same deduction about me that I made about myself. That I really fucking needed help. And that there wasn't anyone who could help me because my situation was that fucking bad. And even despite that, and despite her breaking these rules, she got to me. And it came down to one point. Why? Why does it matter? Why you? Why do you care about me? And she passed one message along, and that was because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And I connected with that person so deeply. And the next thing that I had to ask was, I valued her professionalism. I valued her opinion because she knew what the hell she was talking about. And I asked her opinion. I asked her questions. The questions went through my then husband back to her. And she would bring them back and she'd say things back to me. And I asked the question, what is her professional opinion about me being raped on 9/11? And when she came back and said, you're going to need help with that. And I thought this, if a woman of that caliber, of her knowledge in psychology, feels that I'm going to need help, well then, I'm going to need help. And I said, okay, tell me what I need to do. And in all of the things that I've struggled with, suicide, rape, trafficking, pedophilia, I didn't believe anyone was smart enough to help me. I didn't believe the material was good enough to help me. So I invented material that was good enough to help me. I call it Pythagorean psychology. And it worked so fucking good that in 1 year, it cured all of my mental illnesses, including multiple personality disorder. And I documented it all live on YouTube with all the math, physics, and logic to back it up. So when I say to you, what I have here is really good shit. It really is. But every one of us has our own perspective. And some people are so used to living a certain life for so long in such a way that they don't realize that they're even stuck in a rut. They don't realize that they're in a fishbowl. And that's it really. Either you're in the fishbowl or you're not. And your partner, loved one, child, they might be someone who lives on the outside of the fishbowl. So they can see that you are inside a fishbowl. And when you're stuck inside the fishbowl, the interior of the fishbowl is literally lined with mirrors. And you lose orientation. You lose the self. And you can feel all of this. So you're screaming, but you don't even know what's wrong. You just can feel it. And your partner or loved one, parent, child, whomever, most likely found my material and immediately went nuts over it. And some of them are working directly with me. Some of them are doing it DIY. Some of them are taking it and incorporating it right into their business. And I've gotten all feedback from everyone telling me, look what we did, look what we found, look what you are doing for us. It's changing, it's working, it's working. And I've had so many people come to me and report how drastic their lives are, that it's literally just fixing everything because you required a very specific type of education that you just didn't have. We all know the educational system is crap. We know this. And there is nothing that I see more than somebody working inside of my material and I'm watching it change them. They're watching it change them and they're just mind blowing, going, holy shit. My God, I wish my partner, my God, I wish my child, my God. And they're just going over telling me, what do I do? How do I get them to your material? Hence this video. They don't know how. And traditional psychology will have us not interfering. Well, they gotta want it for themselves. Yeah, you do have to want it for yourself. But there's no reason why the subject can't be broached. And that's really what it comes down to. Why can't we talk about it? And right now, the only tool out there is the intervention. I have a lot to say about that, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into that. But there's no reason why you can't have this conversation. And people aren't taught how to have this conversation. Now, I can sit down and give them all this conversation lessons. The problem is you probably don't want to hear what they have to say because I didn't want to hear what they had to say. I didn't want to hear their opinion on my mental health one more day. In most cases, they were the abusers. In other cases, they already were proving to me that they didn't understand. In some cases, they were too close to the situation. They had an invested interest. I didn't trust what they had to say because they had an invested interest. Because I felt like they were saying to me, I'm not the one with the problems, you are. But that's not what they're saying at all. Not if they're showing you this video. If they're showing you this video, they are saying to you, I have already done the material and it's already changed my life. And my God, I know it can help you too. But they probably lack the articulation and the words and the delicacy, and they're probably scared because they don't quite know how to say all of that and they don't want to hurt the situation. But this is where I'm talking now directly to you about this. I know you love your family. I know you love whatever children you may have, whatever parents. There is somebody in your life you do love. And your behavior does affect them. I have been in your shoes. And there was a time where I wasn't worth it. Oh, but they were. They were worth my healing. And there was that day that I realized I had a choice between my ego and the truth. Are you doing the best you can do for your people? Are you working at prime optimum mental wealth? Could you be doing better? Are you at full potential of everything you could be for the people you love? I guarantee you you're not, because you did not get the education. Because the education that does make sure you are like that is in my program. So I know you don't have it, because we haven't had it for 1,600 years. And when you finally decide that self-honesty and truth are more important than your ego for the sake of your children, for the sake of your partner, for the sake of your family. If you desire a family, a loved one, are you at top organized, optimized mental wealth for that meeting? The only way you are going to get there is by doing the work and learning. We'll live for our loved ones, die for our loved ones, fight for our loved ones, starve for our loved ones. We will do everything for our loved ones, but will you learn for your loved ones? Will you humble yourself to a lesson? Will you set aside your ego enough to say, I'm not good enough right now. I haven't done the work I need to do. I could be better. Because that's really what it comes down to. If you are not at the absolute best for your loved ones, and somebody's now handing you the material and the education you need so you can get there, now the only question left is, what's your priority? Because the sooner you take this knowledge and learn, the sooner you surrender your ego and admit that you've got a lot to learn. Because let's face it, either you're happy, wealthy, successful, and everything's going fantastic for you, or you got stuff to learn. So the question now is, are you going to learn for your family? Because if not, and that's really what this comes down to. Be honest with yourself. And they're not handing you this video to condescend. If you think this is condescension, that right there is evidence that you are not at optimum mental wealth. They're trying to give you a message and they don't know how to speak. It's just a communication gap. And communication is my forte. So I have a lot of the words that they try to say to you that they just can't say. So they use me as a mediator. So that's what this video really is. It's mediation. It's me saying everything to them that they've been trying to say to you in a very white flag, dove, olive branch. I love you so much. Would you please get help? Because your actions are hurting us and they don't want you to feel worse, but they do want you to get help. And I'm going to say it again. The people who have this video are already doing the work and they haven't been able to stop thinking about you and how much you also can stop hurting from this work. If they're handing you this video, they probably know exactly where you need to go for the next step. So it's your choice, but think about it. Thank you. May the kindest of words always find you.